Good day and welcome to this edition of Outside of Genie, where we will be looking at the racing from Scottsville today, where we have 10 races. Today is the 13th of December. Now, on Scottsville today, we have the first baby race, but before we look at the betting, I just want to discuss a few things. Um, Outside of Genie is a service where we do analysis of the form of the horses to find you outsiders, and then we give you the punter, the outsiders that you can add into your selections. And if the outsiders do arrive, then you'll be standing in a queue collecting the big payout. So what we offer a service where you can get our analysis every day, race by race selections, quartets, trifectas, affordable PAs, and a big six. And we also give you value bets, which I think our strike rate is between 60 and 70%, as well as best bets. And our best bet has been doing well lately, winning at very good prices. The other day we had a best bet that was when we made a selection, Sweet Sensation was like 7-2. That drifted to 11-1. And then also during the week, the name escapes me now. I gave a base bet, which was like 3-1. Yeah, that was Friday at Fairview. The horse I gave was 3-1, and that drifted to 5-2. It was global something. So our best bets are doing well. Our service currently is 500 Rand a month, but we have got the special ending today. If you sign up today, uh, for 400 Rand, you will then get our selections for December, the rest of December, and the end of January, which will include all our selections, especially on the Cape summer season. And please note that I have made a small change that on the big days, big race days, only my subscribers will get the preview for Kenilworth. Um, as what I'm doing with that video, I discussed with the big six races. I discuss each runner in each race about the chances and what I think about it. And yesterday was the first day, and I think I did very well with the information that I gave to my subscribers. Let us quickly have a look at what I gave to my subscribers yesterday. First of all, in my preview, I said that even though Celtic Sea has never run over 1,000 meters, let alone win, I believe that she's got the ability and she's got a class, and that she's going to beat Run Fox Run. And that worked out exactly. And can you believe it? The horse drifted to 4-1 from an opening price of under 2-1. I was at that stage I was at Interbet, and I managed to get 9-2 on Celtic Sea on Interbet. And she did. She came from behind. Run Fox Run. What was surprisingly for me was that Run Fox Run never went to the front where he normally does. I don't know if that was a change of plan, but the horse never went to the front. And as it hit the front, Celtic Sea on the inside just run it down, win going away, race over. Then I gave Chrome Yellow, and I also said in my preview, I think Chrome Yellow is a strong contender. This horse was also favorite. He also drifted. He got 7 Rand 10 a win, 2 Rand a place. Wow, what a nice bet that was. Then in my preview, I said I believe that Bulgarian will beat Rainbow Bridge, and it worked out like that exactly. And I did say Sorelli, I think, will also be in the places that worked out as well. So because my contention was that the Snipes has got a reputation on big days, they win races. That's just the way it is. They master tacticians, and that worked out. And Bulgarian was available, I think, at 33-10, 4-1 on Interbet yesterday. Then Captain's Ransom. Also, I did like Captain Ransom, and I said I think the race will be between number 1 and 2, Captain Ransom. One of my outsider selections was number 10, And number 8, which I did say in my preview, I fancy very much. The quartet paid 409 Rand. And I said in my preview, it will be a race between 2 and 1. And that worked out exactly like that. So I think all in all, I gave my subscribers some good information. Hopefully, they made good good money. So let's have a look at the first race here at Hollywood. But before that, I just want to make sure that the betting is up. Let's have a look at the betting first. Yeah, this is the first baby race in Natal, and as per usual, I will not be giving any selections on juveniles because it's impossible to give selections because you do not know the form. But I'll just quickly do a general discussion as soon as this window opens up and we can see the betting. Okay, let me just get this sorted out now quickly. Now, for me, the baby races are always interesting, and I'll tell you now. Let me just do the betting first. No. Okay, here we have number 3, Sheldon. Now, I don't know if this horse is named after Sheldon Peters. I'm not sure, but Sheldon Peters was 22 to 10. When I started my selections, this horse wasn't 22 to 10. And then at some stage I saw it was suspended, and the next moment this horse was favored. So I'm thinking that there might have been early money for this horse. Cock Coney Island 33 to 10, Ashling 9 to 2, Opening Shower 11 to 2, 7 to 1, Edgar Town, Royal Virtue 10 to 1, Celestial Magna 10 to 1, Global Glory 12 to 1, Exact 20 to 1, 53 to 1, Thunder and 53 to 1 firm decision, and Scratch number 10, Specific World. I see it's suspended again. We'll come back to it just now. Now, what I want to say about this baby race is that keep in mind that Mike Miller is renowned for his horses running early, as is Com Naidu. So, you know, that one might be the horses. Now, there's not really breeding here that I can say stands out for me. Here's the favorite, Kirari by Silvano May. That's nice breeding, main change form. Um, Now, one of the things that always tickles me in this baby race is the first time stallions. The first stallions, the first year, and this race, they are one of them, and that is number 12, Global Glory. That is by Red Ray, by National Emblem May, and here you see Mike Miller. Maybe you can have a few rand, 20 rand each way on this horse. I see Candice Lefirma is also Warren and Candice is also shareholders in this horse. Very interesting. So keep an eye out on that one. It's always good to follow a new stallion until he gets his first winner. Yeah, it's really interesting. But yeah, here's a soft falling rain. I think this is nice breeding. I would think I would like this breeding a little bit. Soft falling rain by Rich Man's Gold Man. That now remember the coup de grace was his first. He was the first stallion last year, and they've been doing well. So that might also be a common idea to follow coup de grace that you can follow. Here's a nicely bred one. Soft Falling Rain by Ford Wood Mare. I think this Mrs. Brock has thrown a few winners, if I'm not mistaken. But really, guys, this is not a type of race that one would like to go big on. You know, just put your money in your pocket and just save it for the rest of the races. Then we go there to race number 2, which is also a maiden plate over 1,000 meters. There are 10 races. The first 5 races are all maidens. Okay, so I see it's not been suspended. It doesn't look like there's any changes in a betting or something. So yeah, here's opening salvo 11 to 2. That global rate 12 to 1. Yeah, so you might just watch the race. Don't waste your money. Here we have number 7, Bernie's Dream, 7 to 20, 15 to 2, Star Act, Dawn Ranger, 15 to 2, Guy Fox, 12 to 1, 14 to 1, Alma Mater, Ancient State, 16 to 1, 18 to 1, and longer the rest. Guys, I must say, some of this early maiden plate today, really, it's bad quality horses with the biggest respect to the owners and trainers, but really some of them, and here is a case in point, When I opened up, I saw Vinod's boy, and I thought, yeah, yeah, this is race over. But unfortunately, this horse is scratched. And this is one of those weak fields where the horse that you just saw now, Bernie's Dream, is at 70 to 20. And I can understand why, because if you look at this race, the horses that has raced are really bad. So if you're a first timer as well in this race, you don't going to need a lot of ability to win here. But yes, Bernie's Dream, he ran well last time. He was just beaten on the line that day. Seen the light. I was on Seen the Light that day. I did also gave it as my first selection, and he duly got up. And if you have a look at the rest of the field, I battled to get outsiders here because they are so bad. But I just went to number 2, Guy Fox. Guy Fox, Wayne Agreda did. He just ran over 1,200 meters of gravel, but stopped over the last 200 meters. So last 400 meters, but in this field can probably run a place. But after that, there's not much. I didn't even make a quartet and trifecta selection because if you look at this fields. Here's some first time a Star Act, the JPEG by Captain L, but that doesn't sound too bad. Twice over by a Giant Causeway me with a little bit of ability that can probably also place. But I think Bernie's Dream hard to beat in this field. Then we move over to race number 3, which is another maiden plate over 1,200 meters. Similar situation here. We have a first timer that is the favorite. She's a keeper, and I can tell you again, she doesn't have to have a lot of ability to win this race. That's why maybe she's 12 to 10. Maybe the word is out on this horse. Warren Kennedy for Conseil Jr., Biancetta 15 to 2, Harbell 14 to 1, Bonica 14 to 1, Indo Marvel 14 to 1, and 50 to 1, and better the rest. So let's have a look here at number 6. She's a keeper. And number 6, she's a keeper, is a Community Green Light. Already a 4-year-old filly by a trippy mare. And yeah, maybe they gave this horse time to grow and mature. That's the same ownership as Wiz of Oz from the same owner, which is also a nice horse. As a matter of fact, the whole brother is running later today. So in outsider selections, I went for number 3, but I mean, really, if you look at his form, and then maybe this horse can place, but the rest of the field, the form is even worse. And then for my second outsider, I went for number 5, which is a stable companion, of which I really like the breeding. It's a Soft Falling Rain by Captain Al May. And yeah, again, this number 5 wouldn't have to have a lot of ability to run a place in this race, because again, with the biggest respect to the owners and trainers in this race, there's not a lot of substance in the breast of the runners here. So maybe number 9, give me the purple light, can improve a little bit. Yes, Indo Marvel, yeah, Pomodoro didn't run well in his first race, but might show improvement. I'm not sure about that. So let's move on to race number 4, which is another maiden plate over 1,400 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Here we have number 6, Burning Wings, 16 to 10. Flying Peter 5 to 1, Mondovi 11 to 2, Command Control 8 to 1, Bells and Whistles 10 to 1, Love the View 12 to 1, Pledge of Honor 18 to 1, CS Magnifique 28 to 1, and longer the rest. Here's a little bit more form on the horses, which is also the first leg of the pick 6. And here I went for an outsider, and that's number 10. Bells and Whistles. It's a Magog. This Rose Bay has thrown so many winners. I can't name all of them, but she just keep on throwing them, and some of them has been very, very well, running well. Now this horse hasn't run now for 147 days. Might read the run, and it's also widely drawn. But if you have a look here, this horse ran second to behind Joyful Winter. And then it ran in a small feature just under 10 lengths behind Winter Smoke. Now, that Winter Smoke form is very strong. Quite a number of horses has won out of that race. Here they say one out of 7. But you need to keep in mind that one means that is the amount of horses that won its next race. Some of the horses might have taken another 2 or 3 runs to win, because I know for a fact that some of that horses that in that race has gone on to win future races after that. And here also we have, when she made her debut behind Flashy Katrina over the 1200 meters, um, 10 runners, 3 winners. Also, that would Flashy Katrina, I think, is now a 4-time winner. So I think Bells and Whistles has been running in strong races, and I do feel if she's fit, she can be definitely a factor. And as I know, Doug Campbell, he will not bring this horse to the course if it's not fit. Then outside the selections, I want to look at number 3, Mondovi. This is the horse that I said is the half brother to Wizard of Oz. And this horse ran well. And then last time out, it said just short right front. So let's ignore that one. But before that, ran on well behind Candyman. And I do believe the 1400 meter will suit Mondovi. Definitely inclusion in all of your bets. Warren Kennedy from draw 3, well drawn. Here we have number 5, Love Wheel, my other outsider selection. And number 5, Love You, Lyle Hutchinson board. This horse did improve running over the 1400 meters, went to the front, but was just run out of it. But maybe if Lyle can maybe restrain it a little bit, give it a horse a chance, I think number 5, Love You, can definitely be involved in the finish. Here we have number 6, Burning Wings. It's a Lado by a Sports World Me. Yeah, this horse has run all right, has ran nicely in its debut. Now going 1400 meter for the first time. Probably that would suit his horse over the distance. But I think my selection is still a good selection, number 10. Also keep an eye out for this horse, number 4. It's a first timer. It's a philanthropist by Western Winter Mare. Also from sales stables. I think can be anything. Wayne Grella from Rainfall. Maybe a good thing to include in your quartet and trifectas. Number 4, CS Magnifique. So let's move on to the next race, which is race number 5, which is another maiden plate. Fillies and mares over 1500 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Here we have the betting as follows. Number 5, Emerald Palace, 19 to 10. Cupid 2 to 1. Wichita 4 to 1. Dover the Pew 8 to 1. This first timer is a TR something, 11 to 1, 22 to 1, and longer the rest. So let's have a look at this race. Where my selection is number 5, the favorite. Also my best bet of the day. I think Emerald Place ready to win. Did run a nice race before that. Before that was beaten by a horse that I think is going to go on and won quite a number of horses. So Emerald Place, this Portala Palace by Black Belarus, nicely bred. And I think Emerald Place will be in the winner's box after the race. Outside the selection, number 6, Global Appeal. It looks like the young man Van Sale can have a few nice races today. I think this horse is also is also improving. Improved last time. Here it ran behind Freedom's Fire, but if you can see, Freedom's Fire won by 7 lengths, so it was just about a length behind number 5. So it can definitely be involved. And my other outsider selection in this race is number 11, which is number 11 is Chu Ching Chow. I think this horse getting the minus 211, but it's drawn 11. But has shown signs that it's coming to life, so can probably also be involved. Here's the second favorite from draw 10. And I think that's a little bit of a little advantage and a little bit drawn wide, but also in with a chance. Ridden by Luke Ferraris. Luke Ferraris, also a nice young jockey getting the winners. So let's move to race number 6, which is it's another maiden plate, Fillies and Mares over 1500 meters. So the first 6 races are maiden plates, not the first 5 races. So here we have the betting Lady of Latua, 13 to 10, 53 to 10, Vivacious, Conchita 5 to 1, Bedra 12 to 1, Born a Lady 13 to 1, Ventriloquist 12 to 1, Horoscope 18 to 1, and Don Q's Whistle 18 to 1, 53 to 1, and better the rest. The number 3, Solar is scratching. So here in race 6, my first selection is number 4, which is Vivacious. Vivacious, young horse, Var, by very well bred. Go Indigo was a top filly in her day. I think she won a grade 1. And yeah, think this horse is improving. Ran third bad Umlenuzi, and I think that form is going to work out nice because there's quite a number of horses that good horses that ran behind. I just want to mention a favorite here is number one, number two, Lady of Lutia. I've backed this horse so many times. I've tipped this horse so many times, and this horse is one of those horses. He always gets this horse always gets one to beat her, and I'm sure the trainer is not even sure which is her best distance because she runs over 1,800 meters. She runs over 1,400 meters, but every time gets beaten. So for today, my money on this horse, there's not a chance. If it wins, it will win without my money, but obviously I will include it in my bets. You'll be stupid to leave it out of your bets, but I won't go rushing, taking the 13 to 10 on this horse or whatever the betting is. The betting is here, 13 to 10. I won't be rushing to take that, as this horse is one of those horses that always finds another horse to beat it. My outsider selections here is number 5, Born a Lady. It's also Magog by Jetmaster, looking to improve. I think also last time out did run an improved race. It said crop misuse, so Born a Lady can be involved in the finish, I would think. And then my other outsider selection is number 11, Miss Indiana. No, it can't be. Race 6, no, number 14, sorry. I nearly got a heart attack now. This horse, number 14, Conchita by Kotzen, Toreador by Silvano May, will definitely be liking this distance and will be running on from behind. Yes, that other Umzunduzi form again, but unfortunately drawn 14. And then there's just another horse that I want to draw your attention to, and that's number 8, which I also like. Number 8, DQ's Whistle. I did recommend this horse last time out, but it was Wise and it was East. Now again today, running with Luke Ferreras. Don't leave this horse out of your play. Put it in all your play, your pick sixes, your trifectas, quartets, because I'm sure this horse is going to run an improved race. And then lastly, we have this horse, number 7, Bedra, coming from the Cox stable and has had 2 runs. The first one ran well behind Maid of France. But in the last time, I don't know what happened over the 1,200 meters, no show. But now putting it back over 1,400 meters, where it was placed before over this kind of distance. So maybe just give this horse another chance, also including your play. So obviously in the first leg of the, sorry, this is race 6, yeah. You definitely have to include this horse in your pick 6 as well. Number 7, Bedra. But then we move on to race number 7. Now, race number 7 is a Phyllis Mares handicap, 84 over 1750. Let's have a look at the betting race 7. Here the favorite is number 5, Diamonds and Pearls, 18 to 10. Purple Persuasion, 33 to 10. Lady Loose, 5 to 1. Arabeta, 6 to 1. Cavens Cara, 9 to 1. Sheik Storm, 12 to 1. And better the rest. Now let's have a look here at my first selection of this race. Is number 10. Unfortunately drawn a little bit wide. Purple Persuasion, Lyle Hewitson on board. This horse is now running in a C75. But you have a look here. This horse has been running in B divisions and has actually won in the B division, beating Mazan. Mazan came out and won a race after that. And Mazan has run second again Friday night. And here we have 7 runners, 2 winners out of that, 12 runners, 2 winners, 8 runners. So she has been competing against, she has competed against strong fields. And I think Purple Persuasion definitely in with a chance. Then my outsider selections is number 4, which is Kavia and Skara. Now, I did recommend this horse last time out, but it says here it was coughing. This horse has run against some nice horses. Here we have that Winter Stories form that I spoke again before. You remember one of the other races I spoke about Winter Stories. That was race 4, number 10 that I said that also was in that race. So here's that form again. And 8 for this horse has been running against also some stronger position, and I think number 4, Kavens Cara, do deserve another chance. And then my other outsider selection is number 9, which is Connect Me. Now, Connect Me, you can see, is also running against some huge stronger position. If you can afford, put her in your quartet, quartets and trifectas and pick sixes, because Connect Me hasn't won for quite a while, but can win any day. Definitely no, not a donkey. And then the favorite here is Diamonds and Pearls. Now, Diamonds and Pearls is nicely drawn from 5, definitely in with a huge chance. A very consistent horse, has also run against some useful opposition, and last time ran 3 lengths, just under 2 lengths, just over 2 lengths behind 8 for less, Diamonds and Pearls. So also in with a chance. Then we move on to race number 8, which is a merit rated 97, handicap class B, average merit rating 92. Let's have a look at the betting. Here we have number 4, Baby Shoes, 14 to 10. Frank Lloyd Wright, 22 to 10. 8 to 1, Axotonic. Indiana, 8 to 1. Mr. Fitz, 9 to 1. Sniper Shot, 12 to 1. Desolate Road, 16 to 1. 22 to 1, Techno Captain. Now, guys, last time these 2 horses met Baby Shoes and Frank Lloyd Wright were met, and Frank Lloyd Wright won. And based on the weight difference, Baby Boost cannot beat Frank Lloyd Wright. So Frank Lloyd Wright should finish in front of Baby Shoes again, because it's actually now another kilogram worse off against Frank Lloyd Wright, where Frank Lloyd Wright did beat it. But seeing that was on the poly, maybe the turf can be a different matter. But on paper, yeah. But then that is not my first selections. My first selections is number 7, Indiana. We run here in a B Division 92. Now, if you have a look at Indiana run against some nice oppositions here in a Division 97, 4 lengths behind Estemal. Estemal, no slouch. Won also yet on a 90 over 1,600 meters, beating Quick Step Lady. Then ran behind Gigi's Dynasty in 104 at 102. And I think Indiana is going to be too small, too big for this, too good for this field. Just an observation, I'm glad to see Mr. and Mrs. McDonald. He used to be a very big owner. I was wondering what happened to him, and now I see here he pitches up with a horse. I met him. I was in Dubai 1 year for the Dubai Cup, and I met him there, Mr. McDonald. What a nice old gentleman he is. So my first selection is number 7, Indiana. Then my other outsider selection is number 3, Sniper Shot. Now, Sniper Shot is in the same division, but it hasn't won for 920 days, 912 days. But it's always keep on running closely to the winners, and one of these days, the Paul Lafferty stable is finding winners. And there's always, if you look at it again here, 103, 107, 118. He has run against some very strong opposition. His merit rating has come down from 102 to from 110 already to 102. Okay, he's carrying 62.5, but he's got Warren Kennedy. This horse can win any day. Is due to win any day now. My other outsider selection is Mr. Fitz. Mr. Fitz also 102, 101. It's also been running against some strong opposition, and it's also a horse that is due for a win, and has won over this course and distance. 4 runs, 1 win, 2 seconds. So definitely suited to this course and distance. So yeah, I think a very open race. The favorite, not a clear-cut winner. Then we move on to race number 9, which is a merit rated 90, Class B, average merit rated 86. Let's have a look at the betting here. Here the betting is numbered 9, Kaysen 9 to 10, Star of Joburg 7 to 1, Wayward 8 to 1, Daimazo 9 to 1, Celebration Rock 12 to 1, Boulder Horizon 14, Fireview 14, 16 to 1, Sovar 18 to 1, Woodstock Festival, Quinlay 22 to 1. That's just something I want to say to you. As usually in my pick 6, I'll have the last leg, I'll have the field, because I'm seeing lately that some of you guys get knocked out on the last leg. Like yesterday, the last leg at Tiverton was won by 14 to 1 of Cornay's Peace. So for those persons who had followed my advice and had a field in the last leg, come to the last leg. All you want to worry is how much you're going to collect, not if you're going to go collect. So again, here, very open race. I'm putting in the field. Although I do like the favorite Kaysen, I'm going to go for this horse, number 2, Celebration Rock. If you have a look at this guy, this horse, 15 runs on this course, 5 wins, 2 seconds. Then you look here, course and distance, 9 runs, 4 winners. This horse likes this course and distance. And today, this horse has run against some useful opposition, has beaten some useful. Here you can see this horse has beaten Letaba, Marizan. They both have wins. Letaba came out Friday evening and won again. Marizan has won again and has run some great places. Great Shaka. Here you find Great Shaka. Great Shaka won in a future race, ran in a future race the other day in Gauteng. Here they ran behind Trip to Africa, pace tired, but I think today will be a much fitter. Third run after a rest. Celebration Rock, definitely a huge runner in this field, and therefore my first selection. Luke Ferraris on board. He hasn't had many rides for Paul Lafferty, and I'm sure he's going to go out to make sure he impress the trainer. Another thing, you can just look here at Class B. That's sometimes also a nice indicator. This horse is running Class B, 3 runs and 2 wins. So definitely a huge runner in this race. Then my outsider selections is number 3, Bold Horizon. A young horse, global view, can still improve, and has run against some decent opposition. Eric de Red, Captain OP, Fighting Shop. Captain OP has won 3 races in a row now. This also was a small future fight song. Now a little bit down in class and in distance, and I think Bold Horizon can be a factor. And my other outsider selection is number 8, Fireview. Fireview just has also won his maiden, coming from Fairview, but didn't run too bad behind tonight's fighting night. Cramped at start, and I think can definitely be improve here, maybe running into places. Here we have got a favorite, number 9, Kaysen, getting the -2.5. This horse has also got in with a huge chance, and I think number 9 and number 2 probably will fight out the finish. And so I'm not saying this horse cannot win. It has got a very good reputation. It was beaten by Captain OP. Captain OP has since then went on to win 2 more races. So definitely Kaysen not without his chances. So then let's move on to race number 10, which is the last race, which is another maiden plate over 1,200 meters. And here we have the betting as follows. Number 14, It Must Be Love, 9-10, 7-1 the field, Mystery Trip, Leading Lyric, 7-1, 12-2, T for 2, Foxy Lady, 14-1. Here we have the same situation like we had in the second and third race, where the fields are very weak, and we going for number 14, It Must Be Love. It Must Be Love, I think, may have a huge chance in this race today. Last time out ran second to Imsenduzu, and that form has come out quite a few times. So if some of the horses in that form do win in earlier races, that will definitely enhance this horse's chance. He's had 3 runs. He's very, very well bred. And I think today It Must Be Love's chance. Let's just have a look at a few outsider selections that might run into the places. Number 12 is 240. This horse has run a second year with 1,600 meters coming from Kenilworth, Dennis Dreyer's stable. Hasn't run for a long time, but in this weak field can probably future. And then number 13, Leading Lyric, also a horse that has run a few places, and again also ran on well, came from last behind, made for France. So we'll probably be running on Warren Kennedy on board. I think number 14 Must Be It Must Be Love must have a huge chance in this race. So that brings us to the end of our preview for Scottsville. I hope I've pointed you in the right direction for a few winners. And as I always say, break a leg.